Special counsel Jack Smith asking the Supreme Court once again to step in and immediately resolve Donald Trump's presidential immunity claim. This comes less than 24 hours after the former president urged the justices to reject Smith's first fast-track request, and just 2 days after Trump was removed from the primary ballot in Colorado. Joining us now is Ashraf Ahmed, a constitutional law expert at Columbia Law School. Professor, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks.
All right, so this is all heading to the Supreme Court one way or another, whether they want to or not. Walk us through the decisions they're going to have to make and the president's argument as far as the idea of presidential immunity. What is he arguing specifically in regards to that first?
Great. So we can sort of separate things into the immunity bucket through Jack Smith's role as special counsel, and that's a federal prosecution, and the Colorado state decision, right?
Right,
and
two
that,
separate things,
yeah,
yes.
so we can separate those. On the federal immunity question, what the president is essentially claiming here is that when the president does it as president, it's not a crime.
Right.
This is a pretty radical legal claim.
Right.
Because while there are forms of qualified immunity for civil suits, and there are good structural reasons for having that sort of immunity, you don't want anybody suing.
Right. Essentially, there was a status that was generally assumed that a sitting president couldn't be charged with a crime while you're president.
Yeah.
He's trying to stretch it into a president can never be charged ever, essentially, right?
Yeah, and especially for any crime they committed while as president.
Sure.
And so what they're doing is they're trying to extend immunity from the civil context, so you sue someone for damages or the like, right, into the criminal context. Now, if you follow the consequences of such an argument, it's quite troubling, because you can imagine that it gives carte blanche to a sitting president.
Above the law,
yeah, exactly.
Right, and so now the Jack Smith's issue, he wants this dealt with now. This is the heart of his case. He's essentially in a race against time, and Trump has the exact opposite motive. He wants this thing to stretch out beyond the election and not be resolved.
Yes. So we can think of the three different parties here as having their own interests. Trump wants to both delay, and also get a positive ruling on immunity.
Right.
Jack Smith wants this to be brisk, get to trial, and get a rejection of immunity. And then finally, we have the Supreme Court's institutional interests. The Supreme Court, especially following Dobbs and the decision on basically revoking abortion rights. It's also a 6-3 conservative court. The last thing they want to be doing is weighing in on a presidential election, especially with someone as popular as Trump. As much as people who think Trump acts illegally, he's also extremely politically popular. He commands, he's dominant in one of the two major parties. So the last thing they want to do is have a legal issue preclude him from running.
Right.
And so one can imagine them ruling, no, presidents are not immune, while delaying on other grounds, such that by the time things are resolved in November, not the trial, the election, they don't have to handle this one way or another. Either Trump's president and he cancels, he ends the prosecution.
That really is the question at hand right now. Is, do you think they're going to get involved as Jack Smith wants to, or are they going to try to punt it down the road later?
Well, they can rule on the immunity question without necessarily having to see, ruling on whether the merits, whether he's guilty or not. And so I'd be skeptical that they would want to rule presidents are immune from, have immunity against any criminal liability while they were sitting in office.
Gotcha. It's massive, weighty issues with a huge impact on everything. We're out of time now, Ashraf Ahmed. We do appreciate your perspective, though. We'll talk about it again because there's plenty of legal issues still to come over the next year for sure.